Good afternoon everyone, and welcome back to the shed. Now this is part 2 of the holly rings, so we'll get on with it with quite a bit to do. Now this is where we left off last week. As you can see behind me, there's a fair few being done. There's 10 up to now. They're the ones we're donating to the village. That'll be their coffee morning. I believe it's this next weekend coming up. What we need to do is to put some bases down for the rosettes we're going to put in. We'll put the rosettes in the centres, and then we'll put different things each side, but the first thing is to get the rosettes. Now that one there is going to go in there quite nice. So what I do, just let me get my, you will want a waste bucket to drop the bits in. So I should strip that off and just put a sharp on that, look. And I have one that way in. Those wires we put on these slide nicely underneath it. If you sharpen them, they'll be fine. Now I need 4 in there, 2 large, 2 small. If it's got a bit of a mark on, don't worry about it too much, because there's going to be, as you can see, there's going to be a lot on the ring, so you won't see that little brown mark. If it is a problem, just take it off. So we'll strip those, look, sharpen it and push it in the same way, remembering that we've got going to put like a rosette of different coloured holly on top, then a berry, but this is the base work. So we'll find 2 more. That'll do for the top one. I want one a bit heavier than that to go at the bottom of it. Takes a bit of doing when you've got a lot to sort it out. It's amazing when you've only got a little bit, you can pick them up quite easy. That's the one we want. Look. Take all this bottom off, we don't want that on. That is prickly, by the way, so you have to be a little bit careful with it. If you can't work very well bare hands, do put some gloves on. Can you see how that's sat in there nicely? And we're going to put that one in there like that. I'll have to spin the ring to do it, and I'm looking for a wire for it to glide under, which I can't find at the moment. There it is. That's gone under that nicely. So I'm putting like that for now. Now when we've got it that far, we need to put a rosette of the variegated holly in, but you see this leaf here is no good, so we take that one off, sharpen it off again, and we are going to put some berries on this which will tie it all down. And there's another piece there. We'll have this piece, look. Take that leaf off, we don't want that one. And we'll push that the opposite way so it sits in. Can you see? So this is for the rosette. Then, because I'm going to put a berry cluster in there, so we don't see too much of the bottom, I use some of this. It's sort of it's a juniper, but it's a very open, and we pop those in just to cover the wires, etc. in there. They'll last 6 to 8 weeks, maybe more. That's enough, look, for what we want in there. Now we get the berry. Now this one, we go the opposite way. We go down, then you sort of bend them together, you see. And what we'll do, we'll put a knot in that so it holds there. Don't pull too tight because they're only plastic and they'll just snap. So we'll pop this in. Do a double and then it won't pull any tighter and snap the plastic. But we've got them now, look, we can put them wherever we want them. So now, just put them together and you can see the rosette with a little bit of conifer in the middle. We're just going to place that on the centre, then put the wires through the conifer, etc., until so it's fully covered. Don't want to see wires. Just have a quick look round it. You can't really see that conifer, but it is there. When you get to the angles, you'll see it. And then turn it over. And we need to pull this one quite tight. Now my fingers aren't so good, so I shall have to use the pliers. Pull it quite tight and twist it round. And then twist it over. I haven't got any pliers here that cut, so I'll have to do it with these old scissors, but it'll be alright. And then push the sharp ends into the straw and then come round, make it look nice on there, so there's plenty of the variegated holly showing like that. When we've done that, take another piece of holly, strip it down and put a sharp on it like that. And then, can you see these cones and the blue? Lift them all up and we're going to put this under that cone wire and push it well in so it holds like that, you see. Going to do 2 of those and 2 each side. So we'll finish this cluster and then I'll finish the ring for you. If you're using a smaller piece of holly with it, that's even better, but we don't want that piece on. Don't want to crowd it too much, but there's enough there to do that. Again, lift the whole of the cone up and find it so it'll go under that wire. It will go. If you sharpened it, it'll go. There it is. No, it's not in mist. There it goes, look. In, so that's like that. Then I take a small piece of variegated, do the same, and it really does brighten it up when you do this. Now we're going to put this on top of those 2 pieces of holly, but it has to go under that wire, so keep going until you go under it. Like that, that's gone under it now. And you can see that takes it through nicely. When we'll actually be putting some ivy in there, or if not, it'll be the baubles in one side and the ivy in the other, but we'll do that after we've done this. So I'll just do this side with you, then I'll complete. Remember, it's a biggish one at the bottom, like that. Strip those off. It goes in better if you put a long sharp on it so it can go through to pick that wire up. Lift it all up and keep jabbing backwards and forwards, and you'll find it will slide in like that. Put the holly down. You'll find if you hold the holly down with itself like that, after a few days it stays there. Well, a few hours actually, not days. But it will. So we want one more in there. Obviously smaller, not that one. That one will do, look, that'll do. Sharpen it and then glide it in. It will go. Now if you're pushing it in and it breaks, just get another piece of holly. That's in. And that's firm. You see that one sticking out, you don't like that one, we'll take that one off. We've got plenty there, look. So we want a piece of variegated in there to finish it off. Just let me tidy up because get bits everywhere. This one, look, it's only got 3 on it, but that's... And this is out of our own garden. This is... I forget the name of it now. We'll look up the name for you. It needs to be sharp, else it won't go in. And then lift them up and it goes on top. It will go somewhere there. That's it, it's going. And then spread those out, look, so we can see the colour. There you are, that's the start of it. It's got a nice circle, and then we'll fill these up afterwards. So I'll do this one and this one, then show you the ring with all the variegated holly and the berries on. Now that's the variegated holly and the crowns put on, look, 3 of them. This will come to next. We'll be putting the ivy in, and then we've got the baubles to put in as well. But that's the base started. Now I have put the strip lamp on, so things might look a little bit different colour from what we were before. Next we're going to put this ivy on. As you can see, I've been out and I've clipped some ivy out the woods. Nice big flower heads on it, well, the berries now. But I've only keeping 2 leaves. If you put too many ivy leaves on, they don't seem to last very long. They'll only last 3 or 4 weeks and then they turn black. So they don't look very nice. So that's what we'll use, those 2. We'll use some golden conifer. That's the same as what's in there. And a little bit of juniper there that's got a little bit different colour on it. And then a wispy piece of the other juniper. We'll put that on. And we're going to use 2 little pieces of euonymus. You can use basically anything for this. You could use the other, that's emerald and gold. This is euonymus gaiety. Anything you use though, try and make sure it's hardy and evergreen, and then it'll last in on the ring. Put the golden conifer in first, look. I think that's actually Chamacy Paris. Then the other little piece of gold, look. It's a little bit different colour, that's all. Then the juniper, we'll put that into one side. And then that fairy little bit of juniper in there as well. Yeah, make that look nice. Next thing you want to do is get your wire and unwrap it so you've got a good 6 or 7 inches of wire past the conifers, and then it'll be easier to pick up when you start. Lay your 2 ivies on top. I'll put the ones with leaves on first so it'll actually hide them a little bit. Like that, look. Keeping hold of this all the time. And the other one a little bit lower, like that. Then we'll do the euonymus at the bottom. Now we put the euonymus in the sides, like that, look. Because when we put it in, we need to hide these two sides here so it fills it up a little bit. If the euonymus was up there, you'll be getting on top of the holly. Hold it in your hand, take the wire and put it under your thumb just there, look, and then keep that end of the wire down. This end we go round. That should stay down, but it's not behaving. Go through, make sure it's fiddly at start, but it don't matter if it takes a leaf. 1, 2, 3. Then take that wire that side, this wire this side, and tie it. It's important that you've got plenty of length on that wire this side, look, because we have to tie it on. Double tie it, then when you pull, it won't just cut these little bits in half if you're just pulling. So then secateurs and level that up. Then there it is, look. Nice. And then we bring it to the ring. We're going to put it right in there, look, and tie it down. Yeah, this holly, leave it for now. If it's in the way later on, we'll cut it off. But it might just go down when we put this in. Try and put the holly you've got in to the sides so you can still see it when we've put this in. Yeah, give it a good press, because that's where it's going to have to go right in. There we go, right inside under those cones, and make sure the wire goes between everything, because we don't want to see that when we're finished. Likewise this side, look. Keep sorting it until the wire goes between everything, like that. Pull it down, check it over now, make sure it's alright before you tie it. I've got the 2 pieces of wire in this hand now. We'll sort this out when we're done, but position wise that's okay, we'll sort those. We sort those out. Any leaves like that we'll take off when we're done. Let's turn it and tie it. Now again, I'm going to have to use the pliers. I can't pull. Nice and tight these, because it's holding a lot in. And then twist over, twist down, lift up, cut off, and those 2 sharps tuck into the straw so they're not going to scratch anybody or anything. That's it. Bring it back, tidy it up, get that holly that we've buried so you can see it a little bit. These leaves, if they're wrong, we'll take them off. Bury that piece, look, bring that up. That's that one that was playing up, so let's have it off. That's it. Now we can bring that round so you've got some colour there. So there you are then, that's that little piece of ivy put in. So you've got holly and ivy, that's what it's all about. Just make sure everything's up at the sides and that'll be fine. There's 2 more to go in. That's those 3 pieces of ivy on with the flowers and the euonymus and the conifer, and that's tightened up nicely into the cones. Now we need to put some baubles on. So what I do, I take a piece of fluffy juniper, and then I put that in first, move the coloured ivy across and put that in like that. You see? And then we can put this on straight over through all the conifer and everything so you can't see it, all the way to the back. I'm holding it at the back while I square everything at the front, and then we'll tie it off. I've wired it, turned it over. Can you see the conifer juniper it is? It's still on top, so we just pull it between them and round, and that just sits there nicely and holds those in place so you can't see the golden bottoms, which don't look quite so nice. That's the baubles on now. As you can see, that's not a bad ring. Now we need to get it ribboned. I'm using the waterproof red, but you can have gold. There's a very nice Scottish tartan ribbon that you can use, but I use this because it's easy for me to tie. Now the bench, I don't know if you can see it, has got these marks on it, and they're left for year after year, so I know where to put the ribbon before I cut it. It's about there, look. And then with the short ribbon, I put it to those two and cut it. And then it's just a case of tearing this strip off this. We need about, oh, I don't know, what do you call it, 2/3, and just strip that off. That'll be for make the hook, this will make the bow. It's the way I do mine. You ladies will make a lot better job than I can with these ribbons. But what I do is just a couple of folds, about even, like that. A little bit more on that one. Then I go fold up, and then fold back. And that makes that shape. Then I take the broad piece, put that on like that, turn it over, pinch those together, and this is where Diane pulls it. You just pull that so it takes the tension. Go take back, sort out. There you are. That's not bad for ribbon. Now when you tie the second tie, make sure that when you've tied it, I'll show you rather than tell you, that it goes that way so that you can tie it onto the ring. We just tied it up a little bit. Come on. And then bring those round and into position. It's quite good ribbon actually. And then we can tie it on. Right, we said putting it there, so I'll have to turn it this way so I can tie it on. Try and get these ribbons so it's going through all the conifer like you did the wire, because no one wants to see it. And then get it in the centre like that, turn, and now we'll tie. Make sure all the green is out, and then tie near the top of the ring if you can. Tie it well, and then we'll put the other piece on. Then we'll put this piece on. Now I always put this, because it's the hanger, under the frame of the ring. That means I have to push the scissors through and make quite a gap so I can get the ribbon through. Sometimes it goes. Yes, it's gone through. Put it up and then levelish, and I put a tie in that, and I put about 3 fingers if you like underneath, so they're all the same this way. That's it, then I tie that again. Now this has to be tight. That's it. Pull that round so your knot is at the bottom. Lift that up with one of those ends. Push that underneath. Get them knots together and tie it off. Like that. Then we've got a good hanger on there now, look. So we'll just cut those ½ inch above. Take those away. Before you turn it back, just go round with your hand. Feel that there's any sharps, we can get them sorted now. And there's no sharps on it. It says that there's one there, look. That one sharp is enough to do some damage to somebody's door or to the hands. So that's that done. Yeah, that's fine now. Right, let's get the ribbon sorted. And then I cut those off at an angle like that, just to make it look like a nice ribbon then, doesn't it? Put that down. And there it is. One holly ring. It's been quite a task to make it with you. I hope you've enjoyed it. But this might be my last one because my hands are getting so stiff. I'm finding it difficult to deal with all the tying down, etc. But at least we've got it on video now for you. That'll be it for this one. I'll just show you it outside. That's the holly ring made. I've hung it on the shed for you to see. That'll be it for this week. The light is going now. The nights are really drawing in now. Take care everyone. We'll see you next week when we need to be looking at sharpening some tools and cleaning them ready for winter. Bye now.